Hello everyone, welcome to today's class, and in this class we are covering causes of death in hanging. So in previous lecture we have covered a brief discussion on hanging and its classification. So we have three different types of classification. First is depending upon the degree of suspension. Then we have depending upon the the position of knot, the depending on the manner of hanging. So this is manner of hanging on the basis of manner, on the position of knot, and then degree of suspension. In today's class, we are going to cover causes of death in hanging, and first and predominant cause of death in hanging is asphyxia. So what happens is asphyxia in case of hanging. So whatever the ligature material is, it will be the constricting force which causes compressive narrowing of the larynx and trachea. So where larynx and trachea is, so for example, let's say this is the neck of a person. Okay, let's just consider this is the neck of a person, and here we have larynx. Okay, some structure like this. This is like larynx and this is trachea. Okay, so this is trachea, and after that we have like primary bronchi and then secondary bronchi like afterwards. So here then we have like small bronchi and alveoli, and this is the like lungs like that. Okay, so that's what the main structure is. So now you have an idea about this. So the larynx, this is larynx, and this is, oh wait, I'm so sorry, and this is trachea. Okay, so what is the constricting force? Whatever material which is used as a ligature, it will become the constricting force for trachea and a larynx, and thereby it forces up the root of tongue against the posterior wall of pharynx, where pharynx is just beneath that. Okay, so the tongue will be pulled against the posterior wall of the pharynx and fold of epiglottis over the entrance of larynx and block the airway. So everything is blocked here where the ligature is. So larynx, trachea, pharynx, everything is blocked, and because this will be the constricting force, whatever the, for example, sari, rope, or anything which can be the ligature material will create the constricting force against larynx, trachea, pharynx, and the tongue will again play a really very important role in this. It will it will again block the airway. So this obstruction of airway causes air hunger. So if the air is blocked, because we are not able to breathe through nose because it comes up here only, no? So we have same path. So if the air blockage is there, then the person will like suffer or will crave for oxygen. If entry of air in the lungs is completely prevented, then death occurs rapidly. This is important. If entry of oxygen is prevented, then death will come really very rapidly, and it will create signs of asphyxia. What is the ideal, what we can say, what is the ideal weight for what is the ideal weight for hanging is tension of 15 kgs. Okay, if the pressure is around 15 kg, the ligature will block the trachea and air passage will be blocked completely, and soon it will be followed to rapid death. Then we have venous congestion. So in case the knot is situated in and around the chin area, for example, the venous flow is obstructed. So in that case, the venous flow is obstructed, but the arterial flow remains intact in that case. So please note that if vessel in case of ligature, if it is around the chin, so what happens? Venous congestion happens. Okay, so in venous congestion, is again really very important, and in this case the flow of the arterial flow remains intact, only venous flow is obstructed. The jugular veins are involved in this, that will result in stoppage of cerebral circulation and a rapid rise in venous pressure in the head, leading to unconsciousness. For this, tension of 2 to 3 kg is enough to make this happen. Okay, so here again in the neck we have a lot of veins and arteries which supplies oxygen and blood to our brain. So if this thing get constricted, if the jugular veins are involved, it will stop cerebral circulation to an extent that venous pressure increases. It will be rapidly increasing at that point, and it will lead up to unconsciousness and followed by the death. So this happens. But third situation is when asphyxia and venous congestion both happens. So this is the most common case in case of hanging. So there is no like specific case which is just asphyxia or just venous congestion. So in most of the hanging, there is the involvement of these two things. Okay, then we have cerebral anemia. So as the name suggests, cerebral in brain, we have low blood flow or low oxygen tension. So if the rope is situated at the nape of the neck, the both arterial and venous blood flow are cut off by pressure of the noose and both sides of the neck. Pressure on the large arteries produces cerebral anemia and immediate coma within a short span of 10 to 15 seconds. So this is really very important. Tension of 4 to 5 kg obliterates both the carotid, and tension of 20 kg is needed for obliterating the vertebral arteries. So it is again a really very like really very fearful situation or really very tricky situation in case of hanging if the rope is situated near the nape of the neck. If both arterial and venous blood flow is stopped, within seconds the person will go to coma and there is no going back. The person will become unconscious, and the more if the person becomes unconscious, the more weight will be applied. So if 4 to 5 kgs is there, then again there is no chance. If 20 kg is there, then it's completely like it will completely obliterate the vertebral arteries. Then we have reflex vagal inhibition. So due to pressure over the carotid bodies and vagal sheath, it happens, and again it will lead to death. Then we have fracture and dislocation of cervical vertebra. So this is again really very common in judicial hanging because the person drops from a height. So because of that dropping, the fracture is there and dislocation of cervical vertebra is seen. So these are some common causes of hanging, some common causes of death and hanging. Then we have fetal period. So as we have already seen that we need only few seconds to few minutes, so the hanging can achieve death. So first point in fetal period is death occurs due to asphyxia. Then the fetal period is around 5 to 10 minutes. In case of death due to occlusion of blood vessel, it takes a bit longer, like 12 to 20 minutes. Second, in judicial hanging, death is instantaneous. It was really very instant. Okay. Then if death is delayed death by several days are rare and occur due to first condition, that is aspiration pneumonia, any infection, edema of larynx or lungs, infraction of brain, hypoxic encephalopathy or brain abscess. Okay, so these are some issues which is related with delayed deaths. And then judicial hanging, it is really very quick and instant. And the first type, asphyxia, and in even venous congestion and cerebral anemia, it takes like maximum 20 minutes, and in case of asphyxia the time is really very less, 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so this is the fetal period for hanging, and in the next class we will cover a post-mortem appearance in case of hanging. So this is about it for today's class, everyone. Causes of death and hanging. I hope this lecture is helpful to you. I hope this lecture is fruitful, and if this is helpful, click the like button, share it with your friends, and do consider subscribing this channel, because this channel is new and it needs your support. It will give me a lot of happiness if you will subscribe this channel. Thank you so much again, everyone. Have a great day. And if you want to join any of our classes for UGC Net Forensic Science and Criminology, it is available in our official application. All the details are given in the description box. Do check that out. And if you want to text us, or if you want to get connection, or if you want to ask some question, you can comment it down below, and we have WhatsApp support number for students, and they can text us there as well. Thank you so much again, everyone. Bye. See you guys in the next video.